Chef to the stars, Sergio's here, and we're not cooking anything fancy today. Today we're going to be cooking something very traditional, something that's quite true to your heart.
Yes, absolutely. This is something that my grandmother used to make, usually on Sundays. And it was a rice dish. It's a kind of a combination of a risotto and a soupy rice. It's right in the middle. And it incorporated fresh squid or cuttlefish.
Beautiful.
And the ingredients are really simple here. We've got the squid, we've got some of that squid ink, and we have a pan here. We need to start making our broth for this, because this is gonna be essentially almost 3 or 4 ingredients. It's very simple.
Yeah. And is this something that you find everywhere in Spain or just in a specific area of Spain?
Look, in most places, I'm from Zaragoza, Spain. That's about 2 hours west of Barcelona.
Okay.
So we do have access to a lot of beautiful seafood, but it tends to be more of a dish that's done on, on the coastlines of Spain. But this was something my grandfather traveling through Spain picked up and loved, and my grandmother started making it, and then it became a staple. So what I'm doing is just roughly kind of chopping this, and we're gonna give it a little bit of color.
Okay.
We're gonna add some olive oil. A light olive oil is good. You don't need a really intense extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
And we're just gonna add the pieces of squid.
Okay, so that's about 1 hood?
Yeah,
Yep.
1. I mean, these are quite large, so you can do, I'd say about 1,
Yeah.
1.5. The flavor's gonna intensify, because what we're gonna do with this, once we've added all the other ingredients, we're actually gonna blend it.
Wow.
That's gonna really extract more of the flavor.
Fantastic.
It also kind of naturally thickens it, because it releases the collagen and the proteins. So it really makes it nice and thin, and of course you get that really beautiful, intense squid flavor.
Love this.
So we give it a little bit of color. We're gonna let that cook for about a minute or so.
Okay.
Now what we're gonna do next is get our broth going, which is the most essential part really, because we have some dry white wine, some squid ink. Now, you can get this pretty much almost anywhere nowadays, and most supermarkets will have it. A little bit goes a long way. So what we're gonna do is, I'd say about, this is about a teaspoon and a half, really.
Okay. Oh,
So
into the
we're
wine.
gonna- Into the wine. Just give it a little bit of a mix, just to kind of dilute it just slightly.
Oh, I love squid ink.
It's pretty amazing what you can do. I mean, I've baked with it. There's so many things you can do. Make pastas with it. So you can see the wine's starting to get nice and dark. We could always add a little bit more later if we need to, but we don't want it to be too black. And we're gonna get a lot of the flavor from the cuttlefish in here already. So we're gonna pour that straight in, lower my temperature, just slowly pour it in. Now, to this, we're gonna add one more thing. We're gonna add some water. We're gonna add it straight in.
So lots of water.
We're gonna reduce it by half.
Okay.
We're gonna let that go for a bit, and then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna blend it and strain it, and it's gonna be concentrated by then. And I'll be ready to go.
So good.
All right, so I've added our onion. We've been sweating that for a bit. Obviously, we've created our beautiful broth or stock that we're gonna use to cook the rice, essentially. Now, we're gonna add some garlic. If you can finally chop that for me.
Yes.
I like leaving it at the end just so that I don't burn it. Garlic is quite delicate, so you wanna leave it at the end and let it infuse.
Absolutely. I'm just going to mince that for you.
Yeah.
And then,
Just throw it back in there. There we go.
there we go.
Perfect. Let
Very
that go.
nice.
So we're ready to add in our squid now.
Great.
Yeah, so we've cut these up in little diced pieces.
And I like how traditionally this is done with cuttlefish, but if you can't find cuttlefish, squid is a fantastic alternative.
Absolutely. Again, we're gonna give it not a lot of color. We just wanna get a little bit translucent, get more of that flavor of the cuttlefish or squid.
And you've really cut it quite small.
Yeah, we want it to be kind of gems in between the rice.
Yes, great way of describing that.
Yeah. So now we're gonna add our rice. We're adding, this is bomba rice, obviously, because being from Spain, we use that a lot. It's the rice used in Spain for paellas. It's essentially a short grain rice. So you can use arborio rice, you can use any kind of risotto rice, really.
Okay.
You can even use sushi rice. The thing is, you're not washing the rice, obviously, because you want the starch to be released.
Yes, and you do want to fry that right off just a little bit. It's almost like it's just little stages, but all these stages are important so you get that perfect consistency at the end.
Absolutely. This is ready to go. We are ready to add our special broth here. So you can see that squid ink really brings out that beautiful dark color.
So good.
And it's been infused because we made that broth with the concentrated squid that we blended. And of course, that gives it a really natural kind of thickness to it. All right, so we're gonna let this cook for 10 to 15 minutes on high. Now, after that, we're gonna cook for another 10 on low to medium. And from here, we can move on to our aioli.
Okay, great. So what's in your aioli?
Very, very traditional aioli. The trick to a really good aioli, especially in Spain, was always using really good olive oil.
Yeah.
Really good olive oil. But other than that, it's a very traditional way of making it. One whole egg. Some people only add the yolk. I like adding the whole thing.
Okay,
Makes it
easy.
easier.
No waste.
Exactly. 1 clove of garlic.
Oh, go straight in.
Straight
Fantastic.
in. And then from here, we add vinegar. Now, we can use vinegar or lemon. I love using vinegar. A lot of people use lemon, which is perfectly fine, but I just love the sharpness that the vinegar adds, which is perfect for the cuttlefish.
Nice.
So we're gonna add, let's add just probably about a tablespoon to start. And that's gonna be ready to go. What we're gonna do now, as we're putting the stick blender in, we're gonna drizzle our olive oil.
Okay, so blending,
And then we're gonna emulsify the olive oil straight in and kind of aerate it and build it.
Great. Well, this is good teamwork. It's so much easier to do with 2 people. I'll do the pouring. Do you want to do the blending?
Yes, perfect. There we go. So as you can see, we're pretty much almost there. The liquid has absorbed, the rice has gotten all that flavor.
Yep.
We don't want to get it too dry, but we also don't want it too wet. It's right in the middle. So
And I love how we're seeing the squid just pop up there.
the little diamonds of squid in there.
cute.
in the blackness, which looks great.
And we did make our gorgeous
Yes.
aioli. Look how thick that is. And
That's just olive oil,
yeah.
garlic, salt, and some vinegar. Or lemon if you choose to.
And it's just so easy to do it in the stick blender jug. You just blend it all together until it's thick.
That's exactly right. So I'm gonna scoop this onto here. Now, what I wanna do is I wanna garnish it with a little bit of parsley. So if you could finally chop a little bit of that for me,
Can
that'd be
do, chef.
amazing. I'm gonna plate this on our white dish.
Yeah, we really want to show it, don't we? So the
Absolutely.
white dish will show it off for sure. And in Spain, they would serve this in the actual dish in the middle of the table.
Exactly, in a paella pan, essentially. I mean,
Yes.
but it's still, you won't call it a paella.
No.
Because obviously a paella is very specific. But they serve it in a traditional paella pan. And the aioli is a big thing, always. So we're gonna treat this as if it were risotto and give it a little bit of a tap.
Wow,
Set
that looks great.
Down. Now, we've got our aioli. Now, we can leave this on the side, but I like to just drizzle a little bit.
Yum.
It just goes really beautifully with it, the velvetiness of it and
Yeah.
the olive oil and the garlic and the acid from the vinegar.
Yeah, particularly because it's that raw garlic in the aioli.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's going to almost transform it to become super creamy. It's already creamy, but really creamy
Exactly.
with aioli. So pretty.
Our parsley, and now a little bit of a squeeze of lemon on the side, and we're ready to go. It's perfect. There you go. There you go. This is my grandmother's traditional black rice and squid dish.
I know this is going to be good. If anyone says it's their grandmother's dish, it's going to be great.
There you go. So make sure you get some of that aioli in there.
Okay.
This is very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a dish that brings back lots of memories.
Lots of memories. Lots of memories. But very simple to do.
This is magic to me. This is food that I just crave so much. To think that the 2 core ingredients here are squid, rice, some olive oil, and you can create such a beautiful dish. Sergio, you're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you.